As you all know, I'm a huge fan of fearstofathom, and because of that, I'm working on a cheap stolen copy of that game called nightatthelakesilentwatcher. It's the game that I'm working on for 5 months, where your job is to guard the remote lake, very similar to Ironbark Lookout. And I noticed that in all fearstofathom games you always suspect someone. Who is going to attack you? In all episodes it's kinda straightforward. Home Alone, old man. Norwood Hitchhike, some random idiot. Actually I'm stupid, it's not very so straightforward, so freak. Carson House, your ex-girlfriend. Ironbark Lookout, guys from weird cult. And Woodsbury Getaway, I had no idea until the end. At first we get jump scared by this guy, then Mike X kinda sus the entire time, then this guy who just threatened us and then watch from the distance, then we see a random school bus, like why do you even put this in the game? And then we got Rick. So who do you trust? I didn't like Rick from the very beginning, but I was so shocked when I realized that it was not him. Well, like, not him, I mean, yeah, it was him, but like, he was pretending to be Rick, but in fact, he's not Rick, and like, it's so completely... And I want the same thing in my game, so that people can have similar reaction to this one.
Rick just texted me?
So far we have taxi driver who takes too much money for the taxi, employer who tells us some creepy stuff, this guy who just always around and shows up at our window, Philip who somehow lost his dog and asks us to find it, Rose who tells us that she heard barking at the radio station and she didn't do anything with this, Caseoh who is too big for this lake, and who do you trust? And yet I will add one more person to this sus list. Delivery man. Well, you might be asking why, and to that I have a perfect answer. If we take the time of how long it takes for people to progress, and if we also count that this is a horror game with jump scares, we need to calculate the duration between very scary moments and not so scary moments to get the player in the... I just wanted. Well, maybe he will be the final killer, who knows, I'm just saying. I already know that I won't find anything on the internet, but I also can't use make human, because the character is going to look something like this. Wait, what? So I somehow managed to make this human without any problems, somehow. So now that I'm happy for another 1000 years, I can work on animations and all of the things. And it didn't take too long before I went for the test, which was total nightmare. I spent like 2 hours just trying to check everything because I kept getting errors, which is normal because I'm suck at making games. But anyway, here's the final result after very long and boring work. Okay, thank you for the oh, well, okay, you dropped my food, well, that's okay. Weird. Well, for some reason you don't eat anything from the box, you can just drop it somewhere. Then you eat this yummy can with no animations and no changes to it like at all, and then you go to bed. And then again we wake up in the middle of the night and we see this old man again. Wait a minute, it's not him. Anyway, that's it for delivery man part, now let's move to some other things. I have a challenge for you. Let's compete. Who can like and subscribe to my channel faster? You or me? Let's start on count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Did you do it faster than me? Let me know in the comments. Even though I had a delivery man who will probably add more spookiness, I want to work on some QOL things, which means quality of life. But what exactly I want to add in the game? I have no idea. But then I remembered, fearstofathom. So I launched the 5th episode and played it for a bit and found some little things that my game misses. For example, a good programmer. I did camera motion when you sprint, but it's not very noticeable, so let's go ahead and make it more visible. Yep, much better. Then I worked on the actual QLL things, which you will not even notice in the game. Like these bushes at the beginning, sounds at the very start of the game, change dialogue with employer Rose and Philip, stuff to the new house. Well, actually you will notice this one. But in fearstofathom, houses look more realistic than mine by having a lot more things in them. But I don't want my laptop to blow up since these houses are already optimized badly and I don't want it to be even worse. So instead I want to work on some other things. One of the most important things that every horror game should have is to keep players in creepy mood all the time. And I hope that in my game you have this feeling all the time. So I remember some of you were saying to add some stuff to make you feeling like you're being watched. So because of that I added this. Yep, I added stick breaking sound to scare you. Ooh, spooky.
It's the nights that are the hardest.
So as you all know, I like Easter eggs in games. And in previous games I put them all the time. And this game is no exception. Now, you already know that I added this guy in Tube, which is referencing this guy from Gravity Falls, but I forgot to add sound to him in demo. And I mean, this is a cool Easter egg, but I want more. So I introduce to you Milk from the Carlson.
Oh, you don't know what Carlson.
And also when you pick it up, it makes this sound.
Wishlist Carlson.
Okay, that's a joke. But it looks kinda weird in your hands, so let's rotate this bad boy and... nice. Then I made news and I also added some Easter eggs there, for example, reporter Joel Miller. In a small village, a truly bizarre event took place. Local farmer reported that his cow named Zorka ate his barn. According to farmer, he noticed that barn door mysteriously opening and closing on its own, before the entire building vanished right before his eyes. In frustration, he asked Zorka if she was responsible and, as the farmer claimed, the cow suspiciously stayed silent. Does this sound familiar? No? Then what about now?
Go ahead, flip any switch. They've all been busted for millions of years.
Clara, did you eat my farm?
Still no? Well then, that's all ChatGPT's fault. Yeah, he wrote me this, he did, so it's all his fault. And last but not least, Goose. So, do you remember when I said that I added a sound to the tube guy? Well, I actually found a very funny and quite scary bug. When you run at the super speed that I did a couple episodes ago, you may sometimes get this.
It's the nights that are the hardest. It's the nights that are the hardest.
I actually have no idea why this is so. Also, completely on accident, I found out that the name of this guy is Pool Jail Kid. And this got me thinking, what's the name of our main character? I made a post a little while ago asking you to give me some suggestions for the name, so let's go ahead and read them. I'm sure there will be some interesting names. Yalla Balla Hazaha, Jordan, Joe Cheese Crater Max Sigma, Connor as a reference to FTF IP4. I feel like Connor is enough. Bob.
Bob. No, like a dragon name. It should be kind of cool or epic,
Bob.
You know. Son of...
Bill. Rick Astley. Bean. Steve. How did you make the lighting in your game so good? Mine looks trash. Also a good name is Mark. Dude, that's a really long name. Peter Griffin. Trust me. That's actually a unique name. Yeah, no, I'm not reading all of that. And this one I'm also not reading. Anti-baby pillan? What? Anyway, I feel like that's enough names. Let me actually know in the comments which one is the best. Well, there's much more things that I added, but they're not so interesting, so I don't think I will show them. But anyway, this is going to be it for today. I'm sorry if I didn't do that many things than you expected, but I still try to do my best. If you have any ideas, suggestions or anything about the game, feel free to drop them in the comments. Also, like the video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't watch the previous parts, definitely give it a shot. Subscribe if you wanna see content like this, and I see you hopefully soon. Bye bye!